Surf the web, surf the web.
Shut up, Brock. We don't have time.
Parker, wait. Could it be?
Could what?
Yes. We sense our other.
Who? Sense who?
It's our other, the symbiote known as Carnage. We must stop him.
Now?
Yes, now. We have no choice.
Now that the Venom The Last Dance final trailer is out there, there's a few things I want to talk about. First and foremost, we're getting Knull in live action. Knull is of course, the god of the symbiotes, their creator. He's extremely powerful, so I really hope he doesn't, get like his ass kicked in this one movie and then never come back ever again, because that's just not the kind of character that he is. He's way stronger than, Eddie and Venom in this movie, and they won't stand a chance. Now, there are reports, or I should say rumors, that Knull will be coming back in future installments, even though the Venom movies, they're done. This is the last one. There's only going to be a trilogy. But reportedly, Knull will be coming back in other movies. Like, for example, Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4, which, again, rumors, so just take this with a big grain of salt. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I think it's like, I don't know. Okay, Knull coming back, that's a good thing, because again, like I said, he's way too big of a threat for just Eddie and Venom to beat on their own, right? Maybe they could like postpone him or slow him down depending on what they can do, but for the most part, no, they're not going to beat Knull, they're not going to kill him, right? Nothing like that. So it's good that Knull is coming back in a future installment, but in Spider-Man 4 for Tom Holland's Spider-Man should be like a smaller street level story, like, Spider-Man teaming up with Daredevil to take on Kingpin, that kind of thing. Just a simple story, simple Spider-Man, going back to basics. We don't need another multiverse movie right out of the gate of No Way Home. I feel like that would be a bit too much. And of course, this is all leaning into multiverse stuff. If we're talking about, Knull from the Venom movies being in Spider-Man 4 as the main antagonist, which... okay. But again, those are just rumors, so we'll see, I suppose. Either way, I'll be seated in theaters because it's Knull in live action for the first time, so that's cool. I'm gonna be really interested in seeing how they handle Knull in this movie, because I read all the King in Black stuff. I read that. I wasn't really the biggest fan of it, though. Not gonna lie. Or I was a fan of it, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Knull himself. I don't know. I thought that there was so much build-up across that story about Knull and, across Absolute Carnage, too. There was so much build-up about Knull coming and how he was gonna destroy everything and how he was gonna take all these codexes and whatnot, but when he finally did show up, it was kind of just underwhelming, in my opinion. And, in my opinion, Absolute Carnage was a better, big symbiote-related event than the actual Knull invasion was. I liked Absolute Carnage, all that stuff, a lot better. So I think maybe if they could handle Knull better than the comics did, then I'll be really happy. But this is Sony. You shouldn't really expect much from Sony when it's Marvel related. I've liked the last two Venom movies. I'm sure I'll probably like this one too, but I don't know, man. I'm just gotta stay cautious, I guess, right? Now, another thing I want to talk about is that mystery symbiote that appeared in a TV spot. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to show you the whole TV spot, but here's the guy I'm talking about.
As long as Venom lives, everything will end.
So we see a green symbiote, one that we obviously have not seen before, and as he shows up, we hear a voice saying, "As long as Venom lives, everything will end." Now, this could be his voice, could not be his voice, I don't know. It's just a trailer, it could just be audio put over an unrelated clip, who knows. I'm assuming it's his voice though, because that's the most likely option. But people are trying to figure out who this symbiote is because it doesn't exactly look like any specific symbiote, right? Some people are saying it's Toxin, Some people are saying it's Lasher. I think it's Lasher because, of course, Lasher he's green. Now, Lasher doesn't have a mouth in the comics. This guy has a mouth, so yeah, I guess. From what I've seen, Toxin doesn't always have a mouth either, but whatever, man. I think it's Lasher, though. He's green. Lasher's green. My thing about this, I'm confident it's Lasher. If I'm wrong that it's Lasher, then you know what? You guys can laugh at me. I don't care. But I'm pretty sure it's Lasher because the Sony movies, obviously they aren't comic accurate, but when it comes to the designs of the characters, Venom, Carnage, Riot, even Knull, as far as we can tell, they seem pretty faithful. Knull, from what I can see, they've obviously, kept his pale white vampire look with his long hair, obviously. We haven't seen much of him, but yeah, I can already kind of tell that that's how he's gonna look. Riot looked, like Riot. Carnage looked great, just like Carnage, I guess. Venom, he doesn't have his signature spider logo, but he is still very much Venom, right? All these designs are still somewhat faithful. I don't think they're gonna just suddenly change it up and make Toxin green when he's actually just red and blue. Either way, Toxin might still be in the movie. I mean, there are clearly a bunch of other symbiotes that are gonna show up in this, so it could be anybody. Could be a random brand new symbiote too, right? Might not even be Lasher, but I think it's a Lasher. Alright, that's just my prediction. It's Lasher. With all that being said, I think I've covered just about everything I want to cover. If something else comes to mind, I'll make another video, but as of right now, I think I got it all out of the way. This movie, so far, has my interest, especially with bringing Knull into this mess. It's definitely got me interested in, trying to see how they handle that character and just where the story goes, I guess. Whether or not Knull appears in Spider-Man 4, I don't know. We'll come and cross that bridge when we get there. But as of right now, this looks like an enjoyable movie that I'm gonna have a pretty fun time with. Please do consider liking and subscribing. That would really help me out. Would especially help me out right now, since I'm really close to 1,000. So that's exciting. Looking forward to that. But until then, I will see you guys next Wednesday. Peace out.